Hi everyone, welcome to Clutch Entertainment today. And today we're going to be talking about decision making and time management. These are two important things today that we really need to focus on. And we really need to think about how we're going to do these things. So first of all, we need to choose how are we going to spend our time? How are we going to decide whether or not we're going to do something? These two things are very key in the everyday life. Are you going to be in a relationship? Are you going to go to college? Are you going to get this new job? Are you going to go for the promotion? Are you going to buy this car or that car? Are you going to make it to church on time? Are you going to make it to school on time? These are all classic examples of things that we need to think about and focus our time on. Focusing our time on homework, on our busy schedules with kids, families, everything in general is something that we really need to push ourselves to do, and we need to give ourselves the motivation that we're able to focus. So we're going to talk about today for some tips on decision making, as well as some ways to make a great decision. And we're also going to talk about how to manage our time very effectively and some tips to manage it effectively. And then we're going to talk about how decision making and time management go together as one, because they both go together as one and they both separately work cohesively. In doing so, that will give us a little bit of an idea, and you'll be definitely prepared to make a great decision and focus your time on the right things in your life. So first, we're going to talk about decision making. Decision making is a process of probably about 5 actions. We first start off with thought, and then goal of outcomes, and then action, and then progress of good or bad, and then do we continue, or are we going to stop the pursuit of what we're going for because we reached our goal? So as far as a thought, when we first think about something, we look to change something about ourselves, or we look to put ourselves in a different spot. This decision making that we make is effective every day of our lives. Like I said, we make a decision to get up, and how urgent makes it very important. So some tips to make a great decision. The first thing is, what will you do to change yourself? That's what you need to think about. What will you do to change yourself? That's the first thing. Secondly is, think about all the other outcomes that it could be. Don't catastrophic thinking, which when you're thinking about, oh my gosh, this is going to happen if I do this. Think about it in a calm way, more of like, this is where I need to go, because if I don't go here, then it's going to put me in a spot where I don't want to be. Instead of, oh my gosh, I'm not going to go there because I'm going to die. That's catastrophic thinking. We need to focus our thoughts and our attention on how we're going to think positively along with this. Thinking positive when you make a decision is the key to everything, because when you stress yourself out, it's a lot harder to make a decision in general. Another thing is, put yourself towards that goal, what you want to achieve. Think about something that is obtainable within your decision. So if you can't decide whether or not to take the job or not, think about the factors contributing to it. For example, pay, or how's it going to affect your family life? How's it going to affect your personal life? Ask yourself these questions instead of, I don't know if I should take it or not because this person's not going to be a good boss, or this person's not going to be, because you're going to be going to a job a lot of the times not knowing what to expect within a decision, of a job or such. So it's all about risk taking. So when you make a decision, you're deciding to yourself, I want to take a risk. I want to put myself in a spot where I've not been before, or where I want to go to, but I put myself and make myself vulnerable in this process of decision making. And then when you make that action or decision, stick with it. Don't just go back on it. As long as you stick with your decision and you focus on what makes you happy about the decision, and give yourself about 4 or 5 reasons why you made the decision, that'll definitely contribute to how you feel and what makes you want to make that decision in the first place, and what puts you towards the end goal of the decision. And then lastly, let's focus on your progress. When you go into your progress and thought, you think about, I made the right decision, I went to this. We're all human. We're not going to make the perfect decision every time, but when we think about a decision we make, it's better to put a little thought and a process into it, not to scare ourselves, but to make us make the right decision. There's another thing you can do I haven't mentioned yet out of all these things is if you're religious, you could pray. Or if you're non-religious, you can meditate or relax or close your eyes and just let go of everything. For religious people, like I said before with the prayer, you can pray to God and God will guide you and put you in the right spot. It's just sometimes it's not always the spot we want to be in, but it's just sometimes he just puts us in a spot where we want to be in later, And as far as the meditative state, you can just relax and let all the stress go when you make the decision, because stress-free is the key. Lastly, pursuing and getting to the end goal, decide after that decision, should I make another decision to go on with something else, or should I just stand pat and just go with what I've made? So you look at the results of your decision. If you decide, I'm going to rob a bank, you don't want to just, if you rob a bank, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I got to make another decision to run away more, or I'm going to turn myself in the police. Those are the two decisions. One kills the outcome and one continues the outcome. So you want to really focus your decision on sticking with your decision probably most of the time. When making a decision, seeking advice is another good thing. So if you seek advice of one another or someone else in your family or friends, that's good to get some feedback and positive feedback for yourself to help you make that decision. Now I'm going to talk about time management. Time management is also a process. There's goals, order of goals, time it takes for each, the priority, and accountability and progress. So some tips here for the process are don't stress on everything, like I said before with the decision making. When you make a decision, it's the same thing. You don't want to have that destructive, negative thinking that's extreme. You want to just have decisions that put your mind at ease and just relax about the decision. Like I said before with the prayer and meditative, it's also part of your time management skills. Management skills are very important with how you put your time or what you put your time with things. You want to focus on your priority most of the time. Health, which is your mental and physical, family, your wealth, and then probably your leisure. Those are probably the 4 things in that order that you really want to focus on. Focusing on yourself and your family are the top 2, and you could basically switch either one of those. When I say time management with friends and family also, I mean you also want to focus on your relationships in life. Like, how much time am I going to put into this relationship with my dad or my mom, or how much am I going to put in this relationship with my brother or sister, or how much am I going to put into this friend, or an acquaintance, or someone that's a family friend, or someone you meet on the street. You want to put your time towards something that's going to benefit you in the long run. So if you're volunteering somewhere, I'm putting my time towards helping other people. It is a benefit towards me when I help other people, because I'm giving my time, and you are making yourself feel good when you help someone. Sometimes some of these things take hours, minutes, days, weeks. It's just all about putting yourself what is more important in your life. Obviously, a doctor visit is going to be higher than playing video games, or getting your car fixed is going to be higher than buying a new car. So you really want to put yourself towards these things and manage your time where I have a good balance. So you want to spend some time eating, you want to spend some time working, you want to spend some time sleeping, you want to spend some time reading, you want to spend some time having leisure time, you want to have some time going to doctor visits, you want to have sometimes friends and family. And sometimes we all can't fit everything in one day. But obviously we can always make time for something that we're really passionate about. If we really love someone or we really care about someone, we can actually make time by saying, this isn't important right now. I can go spend time with this person instead of playing my video games, or I can spend time instead of watching the latest movie or the latest show. Sometimes we fall victim into saying, I'm busy, but we're not really busy. We just want to take time to ourselves, which is okay and fine. I'm not saying you should always hang out with X or Y person all the time. What I'm saying is, we should always busy ourselves to make a good balance. We don't want to have too much of one thing. If we have too much time to ourselves, then that's not good. If we have too much time with others, that's not good for our own mental health, just to be, around people always, then we don't know how to handle ourselves when we're alone. So it's just a good balance. You got to have some of each item. And time management really fits into that thing where time management really fits into that idea that we put time into everything that is important, Time with God and prayer is very important too. And you just want to always, like I said, with the decision making before, you want to put yourself in a position where you give time to meditate or pray, and to make decisions. Because if you don't have good time management making decisions too, when you want to think about things and want to focus on what am I going to do, where am I going, that's a big thing as far as your time management. So now I'm going to talk about how they all fit together. So decision making helps time management in several different ways. Decision making pushes you to focus on accomplished goals in a timely manner. Time management allows you to prioritize what decisions you make in that order. And that gives you a good balance between the two. Using both of these two qualities is very important in everyday life, and there's a lot of different things you can do as far as both of them combined. You can have an accountability partner, an advisor, a friend, talk about stuff. And then also you can write stuff down or journal. And I find that's a pretty good thing that you can do to, put yourself in a position where you remember things and where your priorities lie. If you write down, I got to go to the doctor, I got to go get my groceries, I got to go spend time with a friend, all those different things, writing them down can really help you and get you to what you need to do next. And along with that, I would say use a planner, like a calendar or planner. That also contributes to the writing down and journaling. Another thing I would say too is you don't want to do a whole lot of stuff at 10 or 11 at night. That's when you start to wind down, and that's the times when you shouldn't be making decisions because your brain actually doesn't focus as well as it would at 10 a.m. in the morning, So I would say, like I said, make a good balance between the two and work on the ideas that you want to during the mornings or afternoons. And that'll overall help the decisions that you make in your life. Well, thank you for watching today on Clutch Entertainment. And today we talked about decision making and time management we can do to manage our time and to make good decisions in our lives. And if you have any other questions or have any other concerns, just leave them in the comments below. And I really appreciate all your support so far. And I really appreciate all the views that you've given me. And if you can just continue to like and subscribe and tell me what kind of videos you want to see, I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the weekly podcast of Clutch Entertainment next week. All right, bye.